What is up, Pickle Traders? Lee Ryder here with PrimeIQ Labs, and in this video, we're going to go over everything you need to know to follow along and do exactly what we're doing at our trading desk. Now, this is going to be all of the visualization tools. This won't be all of our backend systems, but this is everything you will need to know about what we're using and what you need to know so that you can follow along. So let's get into it. Okay, and I guess it will be obvious at this point, but we do use TradingView. Now, TradingView is such a great platform. It has really stepped up the ability for the retail trader to participate in professional markets and actually perform at a professional level. So that's tool number one. Is everything we do is going to be based in TradingView, at least for our visualizations. We've even implemented this for getting our alerts to operate our backend system. So TradingView is very important. We use obviously a premium or the top level account. This has a lot of benefits like alerts don't expire and unlimited indicators, all that stuff. But yeah, that's just what we use. And then what we're using on our screen is just going to look just like this. And I'll go ahead and go over all of these components really quickly. This, like I said, is going to be in depth, but this is just going to let you know or show you the overview of all the tools we're using. This is what professional traders are using every day. This is what we use at our trading desk. So these are going to work for you, should be very similar. So the first thing we did, TradingView. The second thing we're going to go over the obvious stuff is we like to use Bollinger Bands to show volatility. Now we do a couple things with these Bollinger Bands. We change the settings a bit, so you'll need to look in the actual lecture where we specifically talk about Bollinger Bands, but we use slightly different settings, but this is to visualize volatility. The second thing that we use is volume profile. So you'll see these volume profiles, and once again, we'll get into more detail later, but essentially a volume profile just shows you volume at price and not volume at time. So this is a very powerful tool and one of the key ways that we are forming support and resistance, and then knowing that we're in proper cycle, the cycle setup, and you'll learn more about that in cycle theory. The next thing that we use is going to be this gamma prime, which is these little dots that you see. These are a tool that help us visualize when we're going to get reversals inside of our major trend. This basically allows us, gives us really good spots to where we can enter the trend. So we're not going to take every dot. You know, if it's red, normally that's short, green, it's long. We're not going to take every one. We're actually looking for a specific color when the market's doing specific things. We'll cover all that later, but that's just the tool we're using. Yeah, so that's that. Now we're going to move on to the actual indicators. Now, all three of these are actually the same indicator. These are all the SGA spiral guide algorithm, which maybe y'all don't know yet, but that is the algorithm that was developed here at PrimeIQ Labs, and that is the one that we use to basically form all of our trading decisions. And the complete algorithm is down here in this bottom pane, so we'll start there, and I'll go ahead and shrink these other ones so it doesn't get confusing. So the first thing is it looks very similar to a MACD, and we did that because we want it to be easy to use and we want it to be relatable. But what this is doing is quite different than a MACD, and you'll learn that as you get into the training for each of these tools individually. But basically, we have two lines here. We have a filter line, and then we have a signal line. Basically, one is fast, one is slow, and then we have a histogram, which is extrapolating the spaces between these lines. Once again, this gives us really clean entries and exit points, and that's how we use it here at PrimeIQ Labs. Now, the next tool that we're going to talk about, sorry about that. The next tool that we're going to talk about is called the Prime tool. This is called Alpha Prime. Alpha Prime is really great. It is our cycle indicator that we use. And that's one of the key core tenets here that we use is we use volume profiling, and we also use cycle theory. And cycle theory is all about getting into a position when you're at the highest chance of being at the right time in the cycle, which is very different than trying to think that you can read every bar and every movement in the market, because that is baloney. It is not possible. You just need to enter at the right cycle. And once again, you'll learn about all that. But this is our tool that we're using to really do that. And this is called the Alpha Prime tool. Really amazing tool. And as you can see, it cycles from top to bottom. It is a bounded oscillator. As you'll see, the SGA prime is unbounded. It can just go to any number, but the prime is bounded. So we know we have very good trading opportunities at 100 and at 0. Yeah, and you'll see that later. So the next tool that we use is going to be Gamma Prime. And this is a tool that is very fast, but it is how we're generating these dots. And it is basically showing us when we're going to get a reversal inside of this main trend. And then through conjunction of using those all together, this is how we're formulating our entries and exits. So yeah, it's pretty great. One more time, we'll just go over everything. We use the Bollinger Bands. We use volume profile. We use this gamma prime overlay. We use the SGA algorithm, which is down here. We use alpha prime and we use gamma prime. And all three of these tools down here are all derivatives of this one algorithm. So it's really one tool. So I hope that was helpful. That is the general overview, and we'll see you in the next one.